Gentlemen in the mix.
Yo guys, I'm just doing some posts real quick, so just get some drinks, chill for a little bit. We'll get started in a minute. Yo, good to see you guys in. Happy Monday, man. Good to see you guys in the chat. Got a good group tonight. Got Cliff BTC, Lucian, Chase Hughes, Zach, James, Mr. Howie. We got Willem. Good to see you, bro. And Gazgano, man. Thanks for holding it down with the wrench, man. I love the consistency. You guys have demonstrated a lot of consistency, sticking with me throughout the last couple weeks, looking at Bitcoin. This is the most boring price action we've seen in a long time on Bitcoin. Last couple months are nowhere near as exciting as the first couple months of the year. So if you guys can get through these times, trust me, man, like you can get through you got to get through the worst of times to get through the best of times. But it's important that you show up, man. When you say you love something, when you say you're about something, you keep showing up and you make some shit happen. So it's good to see you guys in. I wanted to talk about a Bitcoin short that I'm looking at. You're looking at the short right here. Mainly the idea, it's not even off of any news or anything. It's pure charts. It's really just pure charts. What I saw was, a downtrend resistance here. This white line that we attempted to break out of, right? But then we get slammed back down. It was a false breakup. So what I saw was a bunch of longers getting trapped, right? So I'm thinking maybe this could be an opportunity for us to lose the June anchor, the blue line, which is an AVWAP that you place on June 1st, we're still holding above it. But if we fall below it, then all of a sudden you have a clear shot down to the May anchor, the green line down at 65K. So put some potential free money on the table if Bitcoin loses its June anchor here. So that's the Bitcoin short setup that I'm looking at. This is pretty much what it looks like right here. You would place a stop loss. You could go tight with it, you know, right here, or you could go wide with it and put it like basically above that swing high up there. But this was something I was talking about in my VIP. I'm looking out for this play. I believe it was yesterday or the day before I had a good Pepe play here. So this was a really nice play on Pepe. First we had the fresh June anchor, and on the 65 minute, my favorite time frame, we saw the textbook standard bull div basic strategy setup. Yeah, anchor trigger here, and look what the price did. The price created a lower low. And so yes, we are dealing with a shitcoin here, but the shitcoin plays by the rules, right? And so price came down lower, waves trended up. That was an easy long, bro. I mean, look, you're at a volume weighted average price from the recent low, and then a volume weighted average price from the recent high, and that establishes you your sideways range. So this is not like completely perfect horizontal range trading like a lot of other traders. It's using dynamic volume weighted supports and resistances to establish a kind of loose trading range, right? But either way, you see we come down. We were already ebbing and flowing between these two anchors, and they went sideways, basically inferring that we are trading in this range on Pepe. And so when we come down to this point, if I see some candle strength and I see a wave reading, that's a fair play up to the top of the range, right? That top anchor. So that was a free 7 to 8% move that I caught for my VIP there. And that was the point to take profit too. One of the hardest parts about trading cryptos is like, when do I get out, you know? But the VWAPs give you that exit too. When you're trading in these ranges like this, you have the clear point where you see the traders coming in to push the price back down. Rye Guy is a Fly Guy asks a good question. He says, why the 65 minute and not the 60? It has to do with the New York Stock Exchange, like the New York hours. Like, even though Bitcoin trades 24/7, if I'm looking at stocks or, you know, looking at charts in terms of like a typical trading session, like a historically typical trading session for decades and decades, how things used to be and how things still are for the traditional markets, so the 65 minute time frame divides evenly into a standard trading day, whereas the 1 hour time frame does not. So if you are ever trading the stock market on hourly candles, your trade may get cut off if you're trying to exit on some sort of hourly close. So the 65 minute divides more evenly into those New York hours. And so it's not the only time frame in its class. There's other time frames that divide evenly into that. But this is a little tip that I learned from Brian Shannon, the creator of the Anchored VWAP tool. Since he uses Anchored VWAPs to trade a lot of stocks, he's just a big advocate of the 65 minute time frame. And it looks pretty similar to the 1 hour, right? I mean, it's basically the same thing, but it comes down to like, if you're ever like a TradFi bro who wakes up early in the morning to trade the New York Open, and then you're done trading when that market closes, you don't want to be trading on the 1 hour. You actually want to trade on the 65 minute. And it does translate to crypto. I've noticed that I've caught some pretty sweet plays with the 65 minute. And like coming into the crypto markets with the mindset of a TradFi bro actually does you pretty good. Just like how using Cipher on traditional markets does you good. There's a little bit of back and forth. It goes both ways, man. So if anyone's still joining, Kamayu, good to see you in, man. I'm eyeballing a Bitcoin short, bro. I want us to fall below our June anchor here. And I want to catch this like free play from the June anchor down to the May anchor. down at 65,200. So if we lose the June anchor, guys, just know that FG is looking for a catch of this play here. This is a 5% move, which is, you know, it's hard to isolate big swings in the crypto market and be so sure of them. So plays like this only come once a month. There's no guarantee of this actually happening. But if we slip under that June anchor, we don't want to leave the free money on the table, right? So if this is going to happen, we'll see the signs. We'll be slipping under the intraday. We'll be falling from this. You see this like resistance line here that we apparently broke out of and then baited a bunch of longers, and now we're slammed down under it. So these types of signs make me think that a short could be in the cards. Also, there's a bit of standard, or not standard, there's hidden bearish divergence going on right now on like the 2 hour, where you can see the waves have trended up a lot. We've even gotten an anchor wave for like a potential short, but we have not created a higher high. So since the traders have failed to bring the price higher than previously, despite the candles being more tired, that's another indication of us getting tired at these levels here. So that's a 2 hour indication that I saw at the start of this idea. You know, we had like a 4 hour spike wave here. You had like anchor triggers back here, then you get like a spike wave. So it was looking a little concerning. On the 8 hour, this could potentially be an anchor trigger setup to the downside. The 12 hour, it still needs to round out and show a little more weakness, but the 12 hour, maybe something's cooking there. And then on the daily, you know, you look at the daily chart on Bitcoin and you see an overall weakness of an overall decline of blob vibes, right? Like you got this big blob over here, and then we get this medium-sized blob here. And so these waves are getting smaller, right? The blobs of multiple waves congealed together are getting smaller. So I'm thinking that this is going to continue that pattern, and this could just be a simple little mama turtle, baby turtle kind of one and done kind of thing, and then we go kaputs at least down to that May anchor, which isn't that far down. The market still maintains quite a bullish structure if we dump down to that May anchor at around 65,221. So we could just continue up from there and it would be fine. But also, if we did go down there, we would have to contend with a descending triangle type of idea. You see this larger descending triangle. So if this does play out the way I'm kind of anticipating, you see this descending triangle pattern. So we could actually get a little bit more downside, perhaps down to the poop line, or maybe even a retest of the year to date if we really did, you know, if we lost the May anchor. Sometimes it can pierce through. So all I'm saying is, if we do dump down to that May anchor, don't just simply long, don't put a stink bid at the May anchor just like with 100% certainty that it's going to pump from the May anchor. It might pierce through the May anchor and go down lower and fill the descending triangle pattern and then pump up. So don't knife catch a dump to the May anchor. I'm not putting stink bids down there. James Silla says, who would you recommend to get more info on multiple VWAPs that you displayed? I got a couple videos on it, bro. I have a video like VWAPs that you need to watch on Bitcoin. If you have any questions for me in the stream, I'll go over them right here, right now. And you could even check my leapfrog video on my channel, like after the stream. Like I go into a strategy where at the start of every month, maybe we have to retread back to the previous month and find some support, or even like on a weekly basis. Like at the start of every week, one of the first things we tend to do is go back to the previous week's anchored VWAP. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like spaghetti line time right now, right? It looks a little disorganized, but let me explain my logic to anybody who's pretty new here, and I'll get rid of some of my just basic trend lines so it's a little clearer what's going on my chart. But first of all, you got the anchored VWAP tool over here on the left. And this just allows you to place an anchored VWAP, which is a volume weighted average, on any candle you want. So there's certain candles that it's really important to place these on. One is the all-time high for the year, like the yearly high. You see this orange anchor? That's a volume weighted sentiment that we place at the highest point of the year. And that's a level that if we're bullish, we want to come over that, right? So the fact that we are over that puts us in a pretty bullish stance. Now another one we want to do is the low of the year, right? So the poop line, the brown anchor, is the opposite of the orange line. That's a VWAP placed at the lowest point of the year. And this is something we really have to hold. This is our steady baseline that we really need to hold, or else we are pretty bearish, right? Now another good one is the year to date, just a simple AVWAP place at the start of the year. That's the purple line here. We had a little bit of pumpage on it with the ETF hype, but then we dumped down, but we reclaimed it. So far, it's been a pretty bullish overall year. So this is how you talk about the narrative of Bitcoin from a yearly volume weighted average standpoint. You can see that anybody who bought Bitcoin on January 1st is overall pretty happy about their purchase, right? Because of the way the price is trending nicely on this year-to-date VWAP here. Now, quarterly VWAPs are really important. So obviously the quarter one VWAP is also your year-to-date. It's also the January anchor. So some anchors they're hitting multiple birds with one stone. It'll be a weekly, monthly, quarterly anchor. And sometimes it'll even coincide with a high, you know? But the April anchor was very significant. The April 1st quarter two anchor was what marked a lot of crazy short opportunity here throughout the month of April. And then the May anchor was important because there's that colloquialism, sell in May, walk away. So slap an anchor on the 1st of May and let's put that idea to the test, right? If we're going to keep trading over the May anchor, you know, then it's not the time to sell in May and walk away. But if May was just really bearish and it was a consistent line of resistance, then sell in May, walk away would have been a thing, right? So sell in May, walk away was not a thing. So, but yeah, now we have a June anchor. This is the last month of Q2, and then we get Q3. So Q3 is upon us soon. So yeah, it's really important what June does. And when we zoom into June, this is our newest monthly anchor here. I made it blue. What's happening here is we've held pretty good over this. First, we went dreadfully sideways. Had a couple little fake outs to the downside, but then we roared up. And this is baiting a lot of longers into thinking that June is just going to be all peaches and cream. And maybe it will be all peaches and cream. But what I've noticed historically with anchored VWAPs is when you get them, you tend to retread back to the previous anchor first. Like when we got this May anchor, you guys see how May looked like a shit month, right? May was just doing what April did. April was a shit month. We get May, and it looked like May was just going to be a shit month too. But eventually what happened is we showed some major strength, and we immediately rallied up to the red April anchor, the previous month's anchor. We went straight there. It was like, bam, straight shot right up there. Perfect, clean swing long play. And you even had the target. The exact price that you would have sold that long at. So I don't think I'm out of pocket to assume that, you know, when it comes to where we're at now, we're going to continue to keep showing some false May strength. Even though we're in June, we're going to see some May strength still. Some people who are still living in May. But we're in June, baby. This shit's going to come. I believe that this is going to show some weakness. We're eventually going to lose this blue anchor. And we're going to fall down to 65K. And I could be wrong, but historically, that's usually what happens. So when it comes to the anchor settings, you definitely want to make sure your source is OHLC4. Very, very important. That slaps the anchor when you do place it. It slaps it right in the middle. And you want to go to the daily chart usually. Like usually it's that day that is relevant. So you go to the daily candle and you place it on that daily candle, and you'll notice that it places it right at the middle of the candle. So it takes the high, the open, the low, and the close, divides it by 4. That's where your anchor generates. So when it comes to targets, you know, if we do end up running on this June anchor here, you could always enable these bands here. The bands will show you how high the price could go if we do start running on the June anchor. It also gives you a downside target too, so that this is a cool tool. I don't have it activated all the time, but it gives you the ability to kind of see like how far things could go in a dynamic, volume weighted kind of sense. Yeah, man, we got some good people in. Julia, good to see you. She said, love the leapfrog videos, great. Yeah, I'm really hoping it plays out again. I even named the stream after like this Bitcoin short idea that I have. It would be really cool if it was scripted and just played out nice and clean like that. I'm a small enough channel where no one cares what FG's doing, right? So I could put my secret strategies out there. I could show myself hiking. I could show myself grunting in the gym and telling you guys the exact strategy at the start of every month that I do for my trades. And I'm not gonna get sniped. Man, I like being small, bro. I like that I can kind of like stay under the radar and kind of say what I want to say, give the information I want to give, and I don't really have many haters or detractors or whatever. It's just all love, man. Clate the Great, good to see you in, man. Good to see you. Man Bear Pig, hell yeah, man. Thanks for joining my late stream. Happy Monday. Anthony T said Max Payne, I think, would be sideways down, sideways up to really break out. We'll see. Yeah, man, I think what I'm hoping for is some sideways down. I don't think that this high is going to be swept. I think it's over from here, you know, but I could be wrong. There could be like, you know, more sweeping going on, but what I liked was just that we punctured that downtrend there, and then we got slammed back under it. So I love that shit. I love seeing swing longs getting baited in. You know, people thinking it's time for 100K, and then they get trapped, right? So that was a good sign for my idea, but we'll continue to monitor it. I think the ultimate signal to short would obviously be, you know, not at the current point, but if we lose the interest, say the intraday starts ebbing and flowing, the June anchor's ebbing and flowing. If we do this, and then boom, right at this point, the moment we slip below the June anchor, if you see anchor trigger fucked up shit on these time frames, and we're under that June anchor, I think that's it. I think that's when you isolate the play. And this is a big swing. This is like a lot of free money. It's a 5% swing on Bitcoin. That's nothing to stink about. So let's take a look at ETH here. I haven't even looked at ETH. Actually, real quick, but for the people who joined, my VIP had a really sick Pepe long. I got to go over that Pepe long again, just because it was a really good example of the kind of setups that I want you guys using with anchored VWAPs. So with Pepe, you know, it's hard to discern our trading range, right? And I think I have a way that might help you guys. So you use your anchored VWAP tool, you place like a VWAP at a low down here and at a high up here. And what you'll notice is that the price will start bouncing in and out of these anchors, right? Like this. And this is a trading range. Like that's the hardest part of trading, is like, what is the range that I'm trading in? Where is the points where I short or exit my longs? Where's the point where I long or exit my shorts? What the hell's going on? But yeah, it's like you get sandwiched between two major anchors like this, and this is your range. And so when I saw the price come down to this point yesterday, it just seemed like a total freebie. You get some candle strength off of the confirmed support anchor, right? You see a bull div here. This is like market cipher tutorial section, basic strategy. waves coming up, price coming down, bull div shit. And then you had the target. So you had the target right up there up to the top anchor. So on Pepe, that was a 8% move for my VIP there. And then I guess we came down after that. So I didn't really take a look at Pepe. Once I do trade an asset, I kind of let it cool off for a bit, and like I rinse my knives and I want to like just chill on it. So I guess it's come down, but yeah, it's like you would have definitely wanted to exit that long at that anchor resistance there. Zach Frey says, what was the setting in the AVWAP you wanted us to have? You go into the VWAP, you double click your VWAP and you click OHLC4, Zach, which is just going to place the candle or the VWAP right in the middle of the candle. It takes the open, the high, the low, and the close, and it divides it by 4. James Sola says, been looking for ways to refine my trading. Been shooting from the hip way too much. Made a lot, but also lost a lot. Challenging myself with a $100 flip. That's good to make challenges for yourself, bro. Stick with that challenge. Work on it every day, especially a low baseline like that. That's something you could work on every day. I like that, man. Yes, sir. Okay, so let's take a look at the ETH situation. First, I want to check ETH BTC. And I'm kind of looking, I'm coming at this fresh. This is fresh, man. I didn't come up with an evil master plan on this shit. But as you guys know, ETH BTC did come up ferociously over a lot of anchors, and it flipped into a bullish stance to the point where ETH BTC is now a strong pairing for the entire year. Like, if you switched your Bitcoin into ETH on January 1, and you dealt with all that drama and all that bullshit of people trash talking ETH and cheating their ETH, and you even got through FG. Like I sold my ETH too at these lows and shit, you know. If you got through all that, it's like that was a good idea to switch your Bitcoin to ETH at this point, because now we're above that point, right? So from a yearly standpoint, ETH has really roared back and really proved everything wrong that people were saying about it just by shooting up to these levels. It has a lot of good support still, just on the macro. In fact, I think it's likely that we do see some candle strength, perhaps off of this. I'm trying to think what anchor this is here. Let me go to the daily. I think this is just an anchor placed on that God candle. Let's put it at the low and see what that looks like. It's about the same. Yeah, you place a VWAP at that low, and this is pretty much like the baseline that ETH BTC needs to hold to remain a good pair. So man, I actually see some dot action going on here on the 4-hour. It's a little bit hard to discern, man, you know, because it looks like it's in a downward trajectory. Directionally speaking, this pair is aiming down. It just has a lot of support, so I actually would want to let this pair settle out a bit. This needs to kind of come down to like 0.0535, and I need to see a little candle strength before I'm really like bullish on ETH BTC again. But just looking at ETH in a vacuum, let's see if we see anything good here, man. Daily seems to be tapering off. We are holding, looks like this VWAP placed on the God candle. This is a pretty trustworthy volume weighted average. It's kind of weirdly placed, not gonna lie. Like placing one on this, you know, maybe the reason why this is working so good is because that was such an impactful event for ETH, you know? Like, it's not like I'm placing an anchor on the 1st of a month or the first of a quarter, or like a perfect high or a perfect low. But we have to recognize that this day, you know, ever since this day, everything changed with ETH, right? So we slap an anchor on it, and it has been providing solid structure for the price action. So we are holding that anchor right there. You know, if I place an anchor at the top, you can clearly see that ETH is trading in a pretty tight range. We're trading from 3,800 to 3,718. R Pink said had to resub. YouTube must have taken it off. Yeah, man, I'm getting blacklisted, bro. Not gonna lie, my opinion on ETH is that it's quite range bound. You know, quite range bound, quite stuck in here. What's the swing looking like here? You're not really looking at that much profit potential, and you're not really getting the clean bounces off of that dynamic range there. So personally, I don't really see much of a trade on ETH currently, unless you caught this wick down here. There was some nice like anchor trigger action that already happened. Like you guys see the anchor wave, trigger wave, and then you also get that divergent downtrend in price with the uptrend in the waves. So that was nice. That was a nice like little long play that will potentially stall out at that top anchor. So there's another like 0.8% on ETH before we kind of hit some range bound resistance there. ETH would have to kind of overcome this idea, right? Like this anchor up place at the top of our recent high represents an idea. What's the idea? The idea is that ETH needs to come down. ETH had this God candle. It's pumping up like mad. This is crazy. Like, let's correct this shit down. Let's get a deeper correction into this God candle and build some much needed structure. That's the idea that's formulated by the traders that up here where this anchor was placed. And look, their idea is affirmed over and over and over again. It's not the same people, but I like to see it as them, bro. It's the aliens, bro. It's the aliens dribbling us down like a basketball, man. It's the Rothschilds. It's the market makers, bro. Who knows who? It's a bunch of man darks in their basement, night trading. Who knows, bro? It's a bunch of NFT, pencil neck, anonymous Bitcoin influencers on Twitter who don't think they're influencers, but they are. They just are pussies and don't want to show their face. So that's who's shorting. So until we overcome this idea, you know, like if we get a bounce on that VWAP and we flip into bullish, I'm not super bullish on ETH long. It's sideways anchors. When anchors are sideways, price action is just going to do this, right? However, if you have an anchor and it's curving up, you get that curvature, as my brother likes to say, and the price is on top of it, ooh, that's when you get that parabolic kind of shit going on, you know? So I like to look at what's the constant slope. See, the slope at all these points is going up and up and up, whereas back here, you know, it was the price was just doing this. But as the slope increases, the price also increases. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the more bullish the price, the more curvy the VWAP, and then the more bullish the price. And like, look what happened here on this anchor. So like, you know, this is a pretty sideways anchor, right? That's pretty much what the slope of the June anchor was. And look what the price is doing. It's just doing this. But the moment we flip more bullish, we get some bullish candles. Oh, now the slope of the VWAP is a little bit better looking, right? And then when we start pumping, you see the VWAP all of a sudden is like, holy shit, you know? And so look at this slope. That slope is crazy. And you're getting candle follow through. You see the follow through you're getting because the slope of the VWAP is influencing the price. Even if the price is not interacting with it directly, the slope matters. I'm gonna put out a video on that. The title is going to be Slope Matters. And I'm going to talk about whether you're looking at a VWAP or an EMA or an MA, you want an upsloped line backing your ass up if you're going to be long. That's for sure. Because look, you can see once like the VWAP flattens out, the price flattens out too, you know. Yeah, so I'm kind of, I would have caught something on ETH if I saw something. It's been looking a little bit boring lately. But boring is good because we show up every day. So that if boring is rinsing people out and causing people to click off crypto YouTube and give up and work on other things, then that means opportunities are brooding, you know. So we're in here every day, and if things do start picking up, we'll see if we can catch it. So checking Bitcoin dominance here, potential div. Looking at the 30-minute here, let's see. I actually got to start. I gotta start big time frame, man. I gotta be like the eagle, bro. I gotta see what's going on here. We got a 2-day trigger wave, a powerful trigger wave on BTC dominance on the 2-day. Big, thick green money flow on that weekly. You know, some concerning signs on the 2-week and weekly in terms of like how far we've come down, how divergent it looks. But also this could just keep generating weaker and weaker waves as we go higher. We could still be on that trajectory up to the 618, the 618, the 60% level on Bitcoin. I'm seeing the 2-day little trigger wave there. I gotta keep following that, man. Yeah, so dominance is in actually a pretty decent spot, not gonna lie. I wasn't actually expecting that. I was expecting to think of it as a little more precarious. Just catching up on the comments. Cypher says, FG, would you consider creating a trading group team for the BitGet competition? Nah, I don't really believe in trading competitions, bro. You're putting a bunch of pencil necks in a space, forcing them to trade for reasons other than their strategy dictates. It's kind of a recipe for disaster. It's just a way for the exchange to stroke itself off and to get people trading on the exchange. Not really a fan of trading competitions, but yeah. Yeah, when I went on the trading competition, my strategy wasn't giving me a play. It wasn't the right time to trade. It was like the worst time to trade. And so I just YOLO'd, bro. And it was fun. I was cracking jokes, having a good time, but I wasn't trading, you know. Guess we could take a peek at, let's see, what could we take a peek at here? What coins were pumping? Oh, this dog. You guys, someone mentioned dog. Did you hear about the new meme coin called Dog USDT built on the Bitcoin network? Is this it right here? Dog go to the moon? Is this it? Yeah, this has to be it. Yeah, man. All right, well, shit. You guys heard it from him, man. You guys heard it from him. Let's FOMO into dog right now. I thought cat coins were popping off. Is there a, oh, man. Am I about to go on deck screener, bro? All right, let's see what's going on this deck screener. Oh my gosh, look at these cat. Look at Mew on Sol. Oh my lord. Oh my. Wait, what? Wait, what the hell's going on? Dude, what am I looking at right now? Oh my gosh, bro. No. No, dude, no. Holy smokes. Look at that shit. Yo, look how it goes up 10,000, 13,000%, and then gets rugged 100%. So it's like, that's a funny thing to like recognize about price charts, is like, you could go up 1,000,000%, but if you just go down 100%, it's all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy smokes. How do you get rugged like that, dude? It says 127K is locked. 100% burned. Market cap 23.3 million. Holy smokes. I mean, the number just looked amazing a second ago. And look on the 1 hour, negative 96%. Holy shit. This is a cool thing to cover, man. Just remember, guys, if you're on DEX and you got your Phantom wallet and you are set up, I think that you're very smart for doing so, right? Because this is where a lot of the life-changing, goofy shit is happening in crypto right now. But take a look at what you see here and just remember that, like, you got to be making small plays. Stay in your lane. Don't try anything crazy, like leverage your farm, trying to make $20 million in a single trade. Because one, your body and mind and spirit are not even ready for such gains anyways. You'd squander it like a homeless lady who just won the lottery. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. There's deeper truths than just money, is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, man, protect your capital, protect your spirit. Come at this shit with a sound mind, bro. You know, but what you do lose, just recognize it's your fault, because this shit's like risky and also retarded. Is there a MOG coin? Because I've been hearing MOG for a long time. And I love the word MOG. I love mogging people. MOG is cool, dude. And MOG is a cat. MOG is cat themed. There's like multiple of these coins. What is this, MOG V2? So what's cool, guys, is we don't have NickCipher on DEX, but we have the AVWAP. We have the anchored VWAP. So you guys have my strategy. You can watch my YouTube videos and you can learn how to generate dynamic supports and resistances off these shit coins.
You are one. If you're free. A human being is an effect of consciousness.
So yeah, I mean, it's really important to see like where you're at, you know, because you don't just want to like look at a chart and be like, okay, it's time to throw money at it. We're clearly trading in a very sideways range here. So I would much rather catch an entry down here, you know, at like something like this. You see some candle strength down here. Or if we go bullish, you know, and we start gaining traction, you could catch an entry on top. But you want to be on top of an anchor showing candle strength on top of an anchor. So you're either going to get in at the bottom of the range and catch that, or you're going to catch on top of the gulag and then run free and hope the dogs aren't chasing you on the way out. My thoughts on GameStop and Roaring Kitty. First, I think the Roaring Kitty guy's a pencil neck. Like, you try to gain insights on his Twitter and it's just like stupid video clips and shit. So it's just like a little bit brain rotty and stupid. And the GameStop shit gets like shut down. So it's like, who knows? We need to like find people who are getting wrecked trading that shit and interview them, because like there's like all these people getting, like, you see the moves on that shit. You know people are getting wrecked. And I wish that they had a louder voice, bro, because like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm not a traditional stock trading dude, let alone that shit. If I'm gonna be throwing money on gambling shit, it's gonna be in my cryptos, man. Steak Sauce is the real Mog is at 476 million market cap already. Is the real Mog on ETH or Sol? Is it this one? Oh yeah, it has to be this one. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was getting into, man, is like looking at Mog, like it's like I like it, right? But looking at it, it's not where I want it to be to do anything cheeky with it. I want to see some strength over the gulag, the top of the range, or catch a nice entry at the bottom of the range. But not any of this in the middle ground shit. So, and you're right, it's a pretty high market cap already. Not super high, but yeah, pretty high already. Now Mog on Sol. This is like minuscule, bro. This looks like absolute shit. God damn. Talk about a rug, bro. That shit got rugged, man. Yeah. Okay, what other Dex meme coins are we talking about in here? You guys said some good ones here. D-Fran said the stream keeps freezing. I hope it's not me, man. I hope. Let me know, guys, if the stream is freezing or not. Yeah, sorry about that, big dog. Oh, R Pink says, what about not? Not. Is this a Dex coin here? Not coin? Okay. All right, let's figure out what's going on here. Actually, dude, it's bouncing on its June anchor quite nice, this coin right here. Holy shit, that market cap's huge. Damn, did this shit get rugged in May? Now it's like coming back? What the fuck happens to my chart? What is going on here, man? Damn. Holy shit, bro. Okay, not is a Ton coin. I got an airdrop of it and dumped it. Okay. Got you. You said not is on TradingView as well. Okay. Look at that rug right there, man. Holy smokes. That rug to 0, and now it's like showing some traction over a June anchor. And actually, it's looking really good on its June anchor, interestingly enough. Pumping into low volume. What about on TradingView? Dude, I've done analysis on this before, man. This is cool. Okay, so let's reset. It's looking quite good on that June anchor for sure. Pretty high levels of it's got some retard strength to it for sure, man. It's got that retard strength. Money flow divergence for sure, you know. That's a downtrend there. But that divergence is about to be tired. Personally, I won't be messing with NOT, but it is showing some retard strength. It might be doing something crazy. Let's see. Oh, the Shiba Inu. Did Shiba Inu just dump on us? Shiba Inu's dumping. Sheep's in a tough spot right now, man. It's slipped under its June anchor, its May anchor, and the year to date. So SHIB is not looking hot, man. I'm not touching SHIB right now. There isn't even like a trade in the anchor range. Like, you know, here's your anchor range and it's so tight. There isn't any like scripted swing plays in and out, you know, from like one anchor to another. It doesn't really play by the anchor rules like we want it to. I don't know, man. What if we place an anchor at the top? Okay, there it's holding that range up there. What about an anchor at the bottom? I think these anchors better reflect what's going on. I'm gonna delete our like monthly anchors on SHIB. I think, you know, if you place one at like that all-time low and you place an anchor at the high, I think this pretty accurately reflects what SHIB is doing here. Is ranging from 2.9 cents to 1.77 cents. So we could be seeing some downward on SHIB for quite a while. You could dump another like 20 something % on SHIB and it would hold that steady baseline created by the all-time low. So yeah, like the last couple months on SHIB and like its year to date didn't really like give any like real readable signs on SHIB, but the all-time high and the all-time low, the recent all-time high and all-time low anchors paint a bit of a picture here, which is that we are struggling to overcome the bearish idea created up here, right? And so we're just dumping down all the way to the steady baseline created by SHIB's lows. What about Doge? We're looking at these doggy coins. Let me try a similar logic here. Let me place one right all the way at the high, and then we'll place one all the way at the low. Yeah, these two did a pretty decent job of like, see, this anchor here caught that bottom right there, ended up soft catching this bottom here. Looks like a short is currently playing out off of that major resistance on Doge. So there's no telling whether it has to come down to that steady support at 11 cents or not. Let's see here. There is a bullish case. Like if you place an anchor like at the May bottom, there could be some bounce potential here, potentially. But if we lose the May anchor on Doge, it gets a little scary. I don't really see much like reason for it to not just dump all the way down to like 12 cents. AZTV, good to see you in, mate. Ooh, Win with Ryan wants me to look at some commodities. Let's look at silver. Been a while since I looked at silver, platinum, and gold for sure. All three of these, I've had a really fun time charting last couple weeks. I know on platinum, you know, I had this really cool, like rounded, it just looked really bullish. I can't remember what time frame I was looking at on platinum. Oh, maybe it was like the monthly. The monthly just looks like it's really scooping up. You got this really good rounded kind of bottom here, and it's like just a nice like cup. It's cupping real good with the momentum trending up. When we look at silver's monthly, it looks a little bit similar, right? You see the money flow trending up, going all the way into, I mean, this is a monthly money flow that's trending forward into years from now. So, like, I'm bullish on silver for the next couple years. I'm bullish on silver until like 2028, until like the next election, because the money flow on the monthly is like clearly trending up. Yeah, it's a bit of a mind-blowing time horizon, because we're used to crypto, right? We're used to things, coins birthing and dying like flies in the course of days, right? But this is a tried and true ancient asset, you know, like, I mean, if you look in the past, when you see like a big trend in money flow that's going to take a long time to trend up, you know, you extend that trend in money flow forward. Like, see this money flow catch back here in the 90s was foretelling what's currently happening now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much these markets are controlled by that money flow there. I mean, look at that uptrend in red money flow that caught that bottom, and like that extends all the way into 2030. So you're talking like a 40-year money flow trend on silver. That's crazy, bro. But also we have this newer, fresher money flow uptrend that extends into about 2028, like next election. Basically, we're bullish on silver. So yeah, man, I'm bullish on it from a monthly standpoint. As for the weekly, I wish my VWAPs would generate, man. I've had them on here before, but I see cup and handle. Actually, what I see is like the price came up, and then we get like a cup, and then a handle, and it's definitely like a cup and handle here, like a continuation type thing. So now I'm looking at gold. Gold's money flow, when we extend this out, you're looking at a bullish gold until like the mid 2030s. You're talking gold being in a steady uptrend until 2025 or 2035. So yeah, when it comes to these metals, man, just like stack them. They're great for stacking. Just stack metals, and it's a great physical, tangible hedge against inflation. It's ancient money, man. I think it's a good play to own some platinum, some silver, and some gold. Mamber Pig says BTC dump rejected. We could take a peek. Let's take a look at Bitcoin again. Right now I'm eyeing a potential short trade, which hasn't even gotten started yet, man. We haven't even lost the June anchor. So like the play down to the May anchor has not even really shown itself. But what I want you guys to know is, like, if we lose like 68,657, it's pretty much a clean shot down 5% down to that May anchor, because this happens all the time, the leapfrogging to a previous month. So I mean, what we saw recently was a false break, a fake out break of this downtrend. Longer's getting trapped. So right now it's in kind of a dead zone. It's got to break. It's got to break some major resistance that it already failed at breaking. It's got to hold on that June anchor, which is a big ask considering all of May we failed to dig in some real good structure on that May anchor, except back here. It's been a while. So market's going to be looking a little top heavy for us. Looking at Soylana, let's look at the Soylana. Wonder how soy BTC is doing. Actually holding quite well, even though it's sideways and quite boring. It's holding very well off of its Q2 anchor. Potential candle strength here forming on the daily on Sol BTC. I actually kind of like what I'm seeing here. That's some good candle strength there. So let's take a look at the Sol. Over its Q2 there, over the May anchor. How's it doing on its June anchor? A little bit choppy around this fresh June anchor. Doesn't really know where it wants to go. If we slip, I don't know. Right now it's over, so it's in a pretty strong position now. Interesting that it's so it's like underneath its May anchor, but over its June anchor, and you're seeing what that's doing. It's like glitching out, bro. It's like it's basically just pinging back and forth between last month and this month. Because it's way too comfy here, bro. This is way too comfy, man. Solana is just like its users. It's like chilling on the couch, smoking weed, doing nothing. Its ambition has been totally killed. It thinks base chain is gonna run with the rest of the run. ETH pumped. So like, I don't know if like people cheated out of Sol and now it's just like the stoners left or something, but yeah, Solana as a whole chain and community, they gotta stop smoking so much pot and start they gotta get moving, man, for sure. They're stuck, bro. They're stuck. They're not going anywhere in life. Okay, anybody else want me to look at anything else? Is there anything else you guys want me to look at? Let's check the flows. Let's check the flows, bro. How the flows doing? You guys know the flows don't mean shit, right? We check the flows. Oh, look, they're slightly higher than last time. It's a day behind. And Oh, okay. So they're pretty flat, bro. The flows are pretty flat. Let's check the news. If I see Michael Saylor on this page, I'm gonna flip. Okay, thank God. There's no. He better not be on page 2. Jesus Christ, there he is. Oh, Bitcoin. What is he doing? MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor settles record $40 million income tax case. This is crazy, bro. You know what else is crazy? Those neck rolls, bro. I can't stop staring at them, man. Okay, Clayt the Great wants me to look at AVAX. Let's take a peek at AVAX. D-Fran says, at risk of sounding gay, if I may, I would like to request to look at your bicep progress after push-ups, dude. First, the push-ups don't even do biceps, so my biceps are quite minuscule. But it's not my bicep, bro. I have nothing in my biceps. Look, they're pretty small. There's really nothing there, bro. I'm all chest and tricep and shoulder, man. So, man, but I've been working on doing curls, man. I gotta do some chin-ups, bro. Not gonna lie, I'm lacking. You caught me lacking, bro. Yeah. But I can at least be a pencil neck and do some avalanche TA for you, man. But you know, everyone flexes in their own ways, bro, you know, but I don't flex my biceps on people, bro. That was like a first time ever. I prefer to you know, I'm gonna just stick with this alien headed shit until I got something better to show you guys, because I do not have a six-pack and I don't have gigantic biceps. But we're working on it. It's like, what do you want me to do other than what I'm doing, right? If you say that I'm weak or I'm small, then tell me what I should do that I'm not already doing. You know what I'm saying? But we look at AVAX, and we are in the gulag. You place an anchor at the bottom, one at the top. It's in a pretty tight range here. AVAX is just ranging from $43.70 to $31. So you're in the middle of a shitter range. Maybe a long play is happening here soon, if we can go down to the bottom of that range. At least at least I come on camera and you do see my face, and it's not super ugly. Like some of these crypto guys who don't show their face, and only because they're seriously ugly. But you know, I wasn't that aesthetic at end of 2022. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, man, if I was a pencil neck in the chat, I would not want to look at myself, you know? So I worked my way up to the point where I felt like I looked good enough on camera to do this shit. Whereas some people that do this shit, they're so gross looking and they're so ugly. I'm just like, how did you get in front of the camera with all these zits on your face, and how do you look like that and do this shit? I don't know, man. I was just in hiding until I fixed my shit. It's the inside. D-Fran says it's the inside that counts. Yeah, man. I don't know if there's a play on AVAX, bro. Even placing an anchor at the recent bottom, we're not holding that steady baseline. So I'm not seeing anything too enticing on this currently. It's just not the most appealing chart right now. It's not overcoming. It's not in any kind of bullish posture. It's not at any kind of major support that makes it look juicy. It's not even at a major resistance for a short. It's just it's just there, bro. It just is. Yeah. So I guess that's it for Monday, guys. We're gonna continue to Monitor the Bitcoins. Gonna keep watching that. Look, we're dumping a little bit on there. Man, I hope my idea plays out, but it doesn't have to. But you guys are free to join in with me on it. If you start seeing the signs and your TA is in agreement that we need a correction, that would be cool if we caught that scripted play down to the May anchor. If we don't get it, well then shit, right? I'll just delete my YouTube channel. But yup, thanks for keeping it real with me, guys. You guys have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow evening. Make sure you do your push-ups, and yeah.